I find it very unfortunate that I have to make this video, but it's become increasingly apparent that there is a lot of misinformation going on, and I know a lot of y'all would like to know my opinions on this, so I will be discussing Chojiro and the anime scenes that were added in the Thousand Year Blood War arc here today. So, if you've been around the community seeing people's takes, you've seen this idea that Chojiro got weaker. Oh, Chojiro was off guarded by Soul Society Ichigo, and all kinds of different mental gymnastics to try and say that Ichigo doesn't scale to Chojiro in actuality from 1,000 years ago. Even though he should have only gotten stronger, there's no evidence for him to get weaker, just pure copium. But let me just bring up this idea because this branches from the idea, which it seems to have been popularized by people that debate Naruto, that characters don't get stronger. It's kind of a point with a lot of scalers for Naruto. They don't think people can get stronger, people can train, people improve over time. It's just a concept they forget. They forget that these series are Shonen Jump weekly release series. The enemies just get stronger, but this seems to just be an idea that is lost on a multitude of people. People think that Yuha and people like Kenpachi, people like Yamamoto, people like Unohana, they were stronger 1,000 years ago than they were at present. Simply not the case. The Soul Society would obliterate the past. So let's just talk about just certain people that appear that give us this idea. We first have this character called Koga. He's the first one I'll talk about. Koga appeared and he was the strongest Shinigami, even stronger than Yamamoto. He had to be two teamed. There was only two captains in the Gotei 13 at the time, Ginrei and Yamamoto, that were able to both have the mental fortitude and the spiritual pressure to fight Koga. I don't get how these characters are getting weaker when stronger opponents keep on appearing before them. Like, where is it ever implied that this character gets weaker when this guy that just surpassed him popped up, and then we have evidence of him surpassing him? He got stronger within the series from what we know. So why did he randomly get weaker and then, oh, he just gets stronger again? It seems like a lot of mental gymnastics and contradictions. Now, a lot of people misinterpret Yuha's narrative being like, oh, Yuha is regaining his strength, therefore Yuha is actually weaker than he was in the past. No. Yuha was defeated 1,000 years ago. When he revived himself 9 years ago, Yuha surpassed what he ever was. It's actually commented on in Spirits Are Forever With You by the Kenpachi that comes before Asashiro, that in 250 years, around 200 years-ish, people like Shunsui, people like the current Kenpachi, he himself, they would be needing to retire. Fun fact, that time period is the time period where the series starts. It's this idea that Soul Reapers get stronger and their adversaries get stronger as well. It's something that actually is brought up by Karya, the endless battle. Battles are constantly fought. People are constantly improving. That's an idea that is most definitely painfully obvious in Bleach. The Bounce arc, the arc right after the Soul Society, Karya gets an infinite power amp. He gets an infinite power amp, dude. What do you say after that? He got an infinite power amp. If I get infinite power and then I surpass that, you're telling me I'm getting infinitely stronger, but I got weaker? I'm showing all of this stuff, but I got weaker? Let me just give you an example for Mugetsu. which commonly agreed upon to be the strongest for around the Lost Agent time. Not the Lost Agent, but the Aronka arc time. However, the Lost Agent arc power clips. Watch my older videos on Fullbring being above Mugetsu. I will be making a new video on that, do believe. And you'll realize that, oh, everybody surpassed Mugetsu. But not only this, we have the novels. We have Death Save the Strawberries, which takes place 5 months after the defeat of Aizen, where Kisuke is saying, I feel bad for making Ichigo use Mugetsu, and I want to recreate his power. I want to make him even more powerful than he was before when he used Mugetsu. And then 12 months later, there they are. They give Ichigo's powers back, and he is more powerful than he was before. Then we have Spirits Are Forever With You, which takes place slightly before the Lost Agent arc starts, where we have Kenpachi fighting Azashiro. Azashiro, who is stronger than Sion Grants. Sion Grants, for context, remember the fight against Ukiura, where Ukiura was dying and turning into dust. Sion Grants was turning into dust, and he got hit with a perfectly recreated Mugetsu, down to its spiritual pressure while he was dying. That didn't even kill him. That didn't even kill him. It is stated in Hellverse that Hell-clad armor Ichigo is the strongest Ichigo, so he is stronger than Mugetsu at that point. We have our boy Ichigo fighting Kokoto, who tanks in Getsuga Tensho from Hell-clad armor Ichigo. So something even stronger than Mugetsu. Directly, we have him tank it. Ichigo fights him in Bankai, Mask, and when he further holifies. Kagerosa pays respect to Mugetsu. Like, Yuha says it. Yuha says when Ichigo cuts down the Soul King, oh, the Lost Agent arc, we see a picture. We see a picture of Ginjo. It's just ridiculous. I just think you're an NPC if you don't think these characters have just surpassed them, like these characters in the past. Tsukishima fought Aizen, and he defeated Aizen. He has 17 months to train, dog. 17 months stronger. Y'all can't be serious. Fun fact. The 1,000-Year Blood War arc takes place 7 months after the Lost Agent arc. We have these characters after the Lost Agent arc. Let's just say, for whatever reason, you just think Fullbring Ichigo was only equal to, I guess, Dawn Guy Ichigo, for whatever reason. 7 months afterwards. 7 months. He didn't surpass Mugetsu. He got Mugetsu in 3 months, dog. Stop it. I hope this helped a bit. Let me also mention, let me tack this on at the end of the video, Kenpachi. I did explain this in the past Sucks video, but I'll reiterate it here. Kenpachi gets stronger every time he nearly dies. Just because he suppressed himself as a child doesn't mean he did not surpass that strength. That is blatantly what happens. Which is why when Kenpachi asks, did I get weaker? Unohana doesn't say anything. He didn't get weaker, but he is weaker than his full potential. Which Unohana then goes on to say, reach new heights. Come on, guys. I think y'all downplay Kubo a little too much. I think y'all trying to say that Kubo didn't know what he was doing when he blatantly did. Let me just mention the start of the substitute arc. We have Rukia stating that Squad Zero takes care of Menos. This may have been foreshadowing for Menos of Ikimoku Domoe, but regardless, it's stated, right? Ichigo sends him back. Alright, cool. From what we know, okay, whatever. Maybe it's a dicey statement. Whatever you want to argue it, alright? But then Ichigo trains with Kisuke and reawakens his Shinigami abilities and has Zangetsu's name inked. That's done by Ichibe. A lot of people try and say, oh, no, he inked out Yuha's name. So, no, he didn't actually negate Ichibe's ink. That is not the case. Yuha's name was said multiple times throughout the series before it happened. So it is quite literally impossible for this to be the case. And as well, Old Man Zangetsu, his name is in fact Zangetsu. A lot of people don't understand this, but yeah. So, to hear Zangetsu's name, as stated by Kubo, Zangetsu's name was inked out by Ichigo. Ichigo negates his ink and is able to call on Zangetsu's name. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Okay. Then, right, we have Kurashiki, which was the Kenpachi before Azashiro. We have him being stated to be a Zero Squad threat. He rivals the Zero Squad. Okay. Well, he's replaced by Azashiro, who is then further replaced. And Kenpachi kills the Kenpachi from before. Ichigo beats that Kenpachi. And the Zero Squad scales above the Gote. So, would it not be so astronomically consistent that the past just is bad and these new characters power cliff them? I think it's pretty easy to understand. I hope me rambling on, mentioning these different things, have given you a better grasp on these events and how they should be interpreted and argued. I hope you have a wonderful day.